This is the Urban Caravan project. I'm Andrea. This is Luke.
So the Urban Caravan project was a mobile experience along the Greenway in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It involved taking an audience on a tour down the Greenway and stopping intermittently at different sites under bridges or just where there were really great like industrial facades, creating visuals for them that kind of fit into those facades. I created the visuals for the work. There was sound continuously along the route that was live mixed by Luke on a set of CD turntables, and it was tracks that he mixed and then also live altered. He had sound effects, and it was transmitted to the individual participants by radio transmission. So they would just have like a radio receiver velcroed to their bikes, and that's how everybody heard the sounds of it. Well, I had a 3-year history of working with Minneapolis Art on Wheels, and this really is, I thought of this as part of Minneapolis Art on Wheels repertoire, really. Like, I'm a founding member of that group. It started at the University of Minnesota with Professor Ali Momeni, and it was just always my practice with the group to rig up new hardware setups and different ways of projecting mobily around the city. It was about utilizing a space we haven't used before and developing a site-specific project for it. Conceptually, the piece was inspired by some obscure film history that we came across. The early history of the DJ actually had ties into silent movie era where video projectionists became kind of like DJs because they were so good at syncing the audio to the films. We were kind of imagining if that practice had continued in an artistic way, like what that might look like today, and also marrying it with like kind of the drive-in movie concept only on a bike.
And what DJs have become now, like hip-hop culture, like the light, the projections being graffiti, and mixing in beats with these old-fashioned songs from silent movies that I basically just remixed.
It's interesting to introduce motion into the viewing and listening experience, especially in this way because we were kind of traveling through these different areas that were mixes of the contemporary and then kind of more traditional cityscape.
We looked at Buster Keaton's collection, and it kind of started with the visuals in the case of this set of works because just watching his whole repertoire, there's like all these little gags he has that he uses over and over, like kind of ad absurdum, like people falling in water, like it happened in every movie. So like each scene that we would stop at along the tour would kind of emphasize a different gag. You know, it'd be like, the people falling in water or like cop chases, and so that'd be the predominant visual.
I think the thing that works the best for it is that it's totally mobile, so you're moving around, the environment's constantly changing. As an art piece, it's visual too. So
in every outing, there was somebody who would join along or stop at one of the sites and watch. So it was like everybody who happened to be on the Greenway at that time was audience too, and the reception was really great.
Oh, it was great. It was interesting riding with the radio attached to your bike. It totally colors the trip, and we're in a scenic area, so it was beautiful.
And then the final one we did for the Spark Festival for the U, and we rode over Stone Arch Bridge and then projected along St. Anthony, Maine. And that was different just because there were less, people riding, nobody really rides along that side of St. Anthony, Maine.
It's a considerable production. We were able to spend the entire summer thinking about it and working on it and just like being out in the streets doing it. It just allowed that freedom. We were able to, do rehearsals and really with like public art projection and these like on a large scale open things, there's like every rehearsal is also a performance, so it was just like a really active summer in that way. It just kind of comes in line for me with like my public art practice, and also now producing public arts events, so I learned a lot about like building an audience and how to guide an audience through a performance type experience. So
it was great. It was great. I guess I didn't really know what to expect, but it was everything and more.